guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Sophia if you're new here, and I post home decor and DIY content every single Sunday. And this Sunday, I'm gonna show you guys 3 DIYs that I did without spending any money. So with that being said, let's get into our first DIY project. For our first little decorate for free, I don't want to say trash to treasure for this project because this isn't trash, this is just something I picked up outside. So the first thing you need are 2 pretty decently sized rocks, and they should be kind of similar in size and able to stand upright. So that's actually a bigger challenge than you think, but I was able to find 2 that were pretty close. And what I'm going to do is use some gold leaf paper. You can order this on Amazon. I think that's where I had ordered this at one time off of, and it's really affordable, under $10. I think it's about $6, and they send you so much. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking some Mod Podge and applying it to the crevices of each rock or stone. And after I've applied enough of the Mod Podge using a brush, I'm going to just kind of break off small sections of the gold leaf paper and attach it to the stone. And what's so nice about a DIY like this is it's completely customizable. Not only can you customize how much you do, but you can customize the colors that you do. And I feel like that can really appeal to anybody. I ended up primarily focusing on the sides and the front that was going to be showing because there's no sense in doing the bottom because nobody's really going to see it. And after I was really happy with how it looks really crazy. This is definitely one of those DIYs that like you definitely want to trust the process while it's happening because like right now it looks crazy. But you can take like sandpaper, or if you don't have sandpaper, sanding block, nail file, whatever it is to kind of get off of those spots that you didn't apply the Mod Podge to give it a more finished look. And you can always take off more, add more, depending on what your style in your home is. This seemed to be a good fit for me, and I love how these turned out. The next DIY is definitely one that you'll either love or hate. Now, I personally love decor with antlers, so if that's not your thing, maybe just use a branch or something outside. But just as a side note, antlers are shed by deer every season, and it doesn't hurt them in order to do it. It's kind of like us losing teeth, so we're not doing anything wrong here. And all I'm doing is I'm just painting the antler with some white matte chalk paint. You could, of course, choose to leave it natural, but I wanted to make it look a little bit more finished, and it was too similar to the color of the extra wood slab that I had lying around. So all I'm doing, it's this simple, guys. I'm just finding the center of where that antler is going to lie the most flat, and I'm just going to use some good old-fashioned hot glue, apply it directly to the antler, and then hold that there for a good minute on that extra piece of wood. Now, you could, I guess, make 2 of these and make them as bookends, but I just kind of wanted some pretty shelf decor or almost like a paperweight sort of thing, and it really does look so beautiful in the end. For our last trash to treasure DIY, we are going to be making a magazine holder using an old cereal box and some wooden contact paper. Now, for some reason, the materials are really easy, but also it was like very challenging to do this DIY. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple of the tips I learned along the way. And this was my second attempt doing this DIY. I'd done it once before and it just didn't look right. And I think it was because I was using a not family size cereal box. So definitely use a bigger one if you're gonna do this DIY. And the first thing you wanna do is just remove all the tabs up at the top and then So you obviously have 4 sides, so you're going to need to mark where you're going to cut. So I just did about an inch from the top after where we cut off the tabs, and then I took just an old gift bag. You can use a ruler or whatever you have, and just made a line, because that's how I'm gonna know exactly where each piece is going to connect. Then I did the opposing side, and then I just made about 4 inches down, I made another line, and basically on the front and the back of the cereal box, we're going to connect those two with diagonal lines. It's kind of hard to explain. It's easier if you just kind of watch what I'm doing, I think. And also, the first time I did this DIY, I used permanent marker because I thought that would be more ideal, but it ended up making the cardboard bleed and almost like shred a little bit. So just use a pen or a pencil. And now it's just time to cut along the places that we've marked. So you could use a box cutter, but I feel like I have less control in a DIY like this if I don't have scissors. So that's why I just personally chose to use scissors, because the middle is hollow, so you don't really have anything to go up against with your box cutter. And after you have removed that top piece, you're left with something that is starting to resemble a magazine holder box. And obviously you can find these for a very affordable price at IKEA or the thrift store, but anytime I do DIYs like this where I didn't spend any of my own money, I think that there's probably some of you out there that would be in a similar situation, so I should share it with you guys. So the first thing you want to do when you're attaching the contact paper to something like this is you want to take the longest side and attach that contact paper to that side first. And normally with contact paper, you're attaching it to whatever it's being applied onto, but in this situation, you're kind of manipulating your item and not the contact paper. So you're gonna be moving the cereal box around, kind of rolling it in the contact paper almost to get all of those pieces covered. Obviously, you wanna make sure that your creases are really nice and tight and you're sealing everything down really well, cutting at 90-degree angles on the bottom and the top. Once you have each side covered, you do kind of have like a bad side, we'll call it, because there's obviously going to be a spot where they start and meet. So you just face that towards the back, right? And then you just trim off the excess. And this one came out so good. And if wood really isn't your thing, you can use marble, you can use grass cloth, you can use whatever contact paper you have. So definitely recommend this DIY. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please make sure you tell me down in the comments which one was your favorite. And I hope I see you guys next Sunday. Bye.